I can almost guarantee he won't make you his wife. See, the unfortunate reality is it's a mama's baby, daddy's maybe situation. These are young men, 18, 19, 20 years old, who are fathers, but they're not tasked with the day-to-day reality and gravity of being a parent. Not in most cases. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Healing Conversations and Unapologetic Transitions. My name is Jonte Gibson Bryan. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you are returning, I am so glad you came back. Today, I wanted to talk about promiscuity and teenage pregnancy, because for me, it went hand in hand. This morning, I woke up with this major burden on my heart. I believe the seed of it was planted well before this time, and it was watered a few weeks ago. It was watered with a conversation that I had with my niece. During this conversation, she made it known to me that a few of her friends were pregnant again. Their stories very much align with my own. As I've said in the past, in a few other videos, I had my first son at 15. I had my second son at 17 and my third son at 19. Now, it wasn't my plan to be a single mother, but unfortunately, I can tell you, none of their fathers are my husband. A study that was performed in 2020 that found at least 15% of girls who are teenage mothers between the ages of 15 and 17 are more likely to experience a second pregnancy. That's at least 15%. I feel a burden for these girls, these young women, because they very much mirror my life. See, it was never really about the sex. It had always been about me being loved. At a very young age, I experienced molestation. So as early as 9 or 10, I took on the perverted view that sex was the way to love. And so I gave my body away time and time and time again. I was a promiscuous girl. Again, it was never about the sex, or it had very little to do with the sex. And it had everything to do with being loved, with wanting to be loved, with not knowing that what I needed was on the inside of me. It was self-love. So let's go back to the girls who are pregnant again. A few of the girls are in relationships and they found themselves pregnant again with the child of their first baby's father. And I get it. I get it. That's respectable. They're in a relationship. They don't have multiple baby fathers. However, I can almost guarantee he won't make you his wife. See, the unfortunate reality is it's a mama's baby, daddy's maybe situation. These are young men, 18, 19, 20 years old, who are fathers, but they're not tasked with the day-to-day reality and gravity of being a parent. Not in most cases. In most cases, the majority of the care falls on the mother. And so a lot of these girls will abandon what was left of their dreams, what was left of their hopes, what was left of what they dreamt themselves to be one day, and take on being a mother. That too is my story. At the age of 15, only beginning the second semester of ninth grade, I had to make the hard decision to drop out of school and get a job to take care of my son. I went to social services to get assistance. And if I can recall, they offered me a $263 check per month. That's $263. I already lived in a home where my mother had a fixed income. So $263 with an additional mouth to feed, it was not going to be enough. I knew it wasn't going to be enough. I further knew that my child's life and livelihood was my responsibility. So though I don't regret taking care of him, though I don't regret doing what I had to do to care for my son, I wouldn't be honest if I didn't tell you that I sacrificed who I was or who I hope to be for that moment. Now, God, He has His way of doing things. And my life up until this moment has played out exactly how it needed to play out. Because without those experiences, I would lack the empathy to honestly and authentically speak on this subject. The reason I am so passionate about these things, about telling stories that most people don't want to share, is because I've lived it. I've lived it. And in most cases, I had no one to tell me that I could survive it. I had no one to tell me that I was more than my mistakes. I had no one to speak belief in me. So I come on here and I share my truth because I want you other girls to know that it doesn't have to stop here. But the same methods will get you the same results. You cannot do the same thing and expect something different. And unfortunately, these girls who have found themselves pregnant again have done the same thing. And I'm assuming, because I haven't had conversations with them, that they're expecting a different result. I believe the root of it is love. I believe they want to be loved, and just like me, they are using their bodies to try to earn that love. But true love can't be earned. True love doesn't require that you give your authentic self away. True love wants you to be the best version of you. And in another situation, my son has a friend. This is a young lady who, fortunately, has not gotten pregnant yet. But this young lady, who is going to graduate very soon, gets in the car and sits at her boyfriend's job for hours and hours and hours a day while he's working. I wonder what's going through her mind. I don't know if she is one who has slept around. I can't even say that the young ladies who are pregnant again are ones who have slept around. But in my experience, a lot of the time, there's some sleeping around that takes place. Maybe not in this moment, but what often happens is there will come a day when the boy has had his fix. He wants to pursue some goals and some dreams, and he does not see her as his wife, and he moves on. She's begged and pleaded for him to be something that he's incapable of being at this very moment. He goes and finds some girl, some woman, that he pours everything that she prayed for, that she begged for, that she wanted into this other woman. And she grows bitter. the baby's mama. She grows bitter because she has to sit on the sideline and watch this person that she sacrificed so much for pour all of his heart into another female. A female who didn't even bear his children. You see, a baby's not going to keep a man. A baby will not keep a man. So for all of you girls who are giving your body away, allowing these men to just come inside of you, you're having unprotected sex with these men, and you think that's going to keep him. Baby, it's not. If and when he's ready to go, it won't be a child that's able to keep him. It won't be all of your catering to him that will be able to keep him. Nothing will be able to keep him. Again, that was me. I wanted to be loved. And so I used my body. And then I grew bitter. And then I used my body some more. And I grew more bitter and more ashamed and more afraid and more hurt. And I used my body some more. Maybe to the outside, it wasn't apparent. But on the inside, I felt used up. I felt disgusted. And I believed the lie of the enemy that told me no one will ever really be able to love you. Fast forward, I've been married for nearly 14 years. But even that wasn't enough. I thought being someone's wife would fill me up. I thought that someone else loving me would be exactly what I needed, that it would complete me. But I married someone who's also broken in some ways, who has also experienced his fair share of pain. And I can almost guarantee that every person you run into, whether his story aligns with yours or not, will have some baggage. It wasn't until I started to confront myself. I started to confront myself with all of the things that I had done, with all of the times I had given myself away. It wasn't until then that I realized what I needed was always there. What I needed most was to be loved and appreciated and adored by self. Self-love changed the game for me. So again, I woke up this morning with this burden. For every girl who's out there who's using her body because she thinks this is the way to love, unfortunately, sweetheart, at my big old age of almost 40, I can assure you that's not the way. And even more sad, there are a number of women who are my age or older still using their bodies. It has been nearly impossible to convince them that sex isn't the answer. Sadly enough, promiscuity isn't an age thing. Promiscuity and giving one's body away isn't something that stops at the age of 20 and 30. There are women in their 40s, 50s, and maybe even 60s, or even older, who are doing the same thing, who are looking for love in all the wrong places. They hadn't quite learned that what they need is on the inside of them. As much as shame ran rampant in my life, it forced me to my knees. It forced me to look at myself deeply, to confront myself for real. Let me encourage you in this. You didn't ask for the pain. You didn't ask to be touched. You didn't ask for someone's perverted view of love to be forced on you. You didn't ask for that. Neither did I. I didn't ask to be touched. I didn't ask to be molested. I didn't ask for the boogeyman to force his perverted view of love on me. but that's my reality. But what I could control are the decisions that I made later in life. It wasn't the boogeyman that forced me into the bed of those men, those boys, my baby daddies. The boogeyman didn't force me into those beds. I laid down on my own. I allowed the semen of those men to enter my body. I didn't love myself enough in those moments. And I didn't have enough self-care to realize that they didn't love me either. Not the way I was really craving to be loved. And so, from bed to bed, relationship to relationship, that was me. I gave myself away. I gave myself away to those moments. I gave myself away to the emptiness and despair that I felt on the inside. I gave myself away to the lies that the enemy was telling me. I gave myself away. And now in this season, I'm giving myself away to God. I have a responsibility to tell the truth. I want you to know that you are loved for real. That you are deserving of true love. That you are worthy and that you are more than what's between your legs. You're more than being used up, sexed up. You're more than that. You deserve more than that. If this message resonates with you at all, please know that I am praying for you. That you're on my heart, but more importantly, God is seeing about you. He loves you that much. He'll disrupt someone's life who may not even know you to get a message out to you. And just like me, if you let it, what was meant to destroy you will work out for your good. There will come a day that you'll be able to share your story, and it'll be the story of another that needs to be freed. And it will be your words that frees her. And to you guys who may be watching this video, promiscuity is not just a female thing. There are men, boys, young men who are out there giving their bodies away too. Who are out there going from woman to woman. You too are enough. You do not have to give yourself away like that either. There are some males who endure molestation as well. Not all molestation is from one man to one female or one female to one male. There's female on female molestation. There's male on male molestation. I've heard the stories. One story in particular from a guy that I used to work with. It was the friend of his uncle, a man who raped him. And that rape has controlled him. He's filled with rage. He's filled with uncertainty. He's filled with anger. I know females who have endured it. I've had the conversations. I'm not the only one. You're not the only one. It's sad, but it's true. But more than that, you don't have to let that define you. You can rise above it. God is not going to force himself into your life. He's waiting. He's willing. He's knocking at the door of your heart. But will you allow him in? We sometimes use our bodies to try to earn a love that cannot really be earned, the love that we all crave, a love that was already nailed to the cross on our behalf. If you'd like to talk, you can reach out to me. And if you live in or around the Rowan County area, the second Saturday of each month, I am hosting Coffee and Conversations. I believe that one thing God has mandated me to do is to create a safe space for us women to have honest, real, healing conversations. As you see with my shirt, I am unapologetically healing. I am in the process. And one way I've been able to heal is by taking my power back and sharing my truth. My truth is not everybody's truth, but it is my truth. And I deserve to be free. You deserve to be free. I look forward to speaking to you. I wish it was under different circumstances, but even if it's not, I am so grateful that God is using me to speak to your heart and to let you know that you are so important, that you are that important to Him. The enemy likes to play games in our mind. I still battle in my mind from time to time. I said it a few times here recently that as a little girl, I don't know if I was ever told that I was pretty. I don't know if I was ever told that I was enough. That's my truth. And it haunted me for a really long time. So anytime some boy, some man would say that I was pretty, that I was attractive, that he loved me, I would fall prey. Now I'm free. Because whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Again, I look forward to speaking to you. I look forward to speaking with you. I hope you carry from this video that you are loved, that you're loved, and your story is needed, and you are deserving of healing. Again, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye-bye.